Well, good evening, all. Ira Epstein with your evening financial market update for this Monday, the 2nd of March, 2026. In terms of news, you're going to get the Redbook retail sales at 7:55 in the morning, API numbers at 3:30. In terms of war news, well, there's so much of it. We're already seeing the Secretary of State Rubio this afternoon said both the U.S. Secretary of Energy and the U.S. Treasury Secretary will on Tuesday announce a plan to mitigate the rising energy prices in light of the Mideast operations. And of course, Iran is doing its best to create global havoc by closing the Strait of Hormuz, which is officially now closed. You have, in fact, according to the Iranians, a ship, the Athenova, that is on fire. They have said that any ship that they see that they suspect isn't theirs, basically, they're going after. I don't know what's a safe ship. They've attacked literally all of their Mideast neighbors. They don't want to see Europe go through. So I guess it could be China and Russia that might be safe. And I would assume that's about it. And I doubt that they're going to send any ships. As I've said before, China's really getting hurt by this. And I understand that different countries are getting on to Putin to try to get him to talk to Iran to stop this because of the global havoc. But they won't. And the reason they won't is this is their weapon. They're not going to give it up. Closing the Strait of Hormuz puts pain on everybody else. So what has to happen, in my opinion? European countries have to come in with their ships and add to the firepower that we're providing. We can't be the ones always carrying the world. It is time for others. You think Europe doesn't get a lot of oil out of this whole region? Natural gas? They need it. Defend it. It's really that simple. It's time to throw down this nonsense that they want to be as neutral as they can. It's not a NATO fight. It's a European fight that is very different. And I think it really needs to be addressed. In terms of the market, well, if you're trying to play this and make sense out of it, you're probably getting whipsawed around. I would think you are. This is not the time to be a hero. In fact, I just see that the charts automatically move to the June, and it shouldn't be. This should be the May. That's the contract you want to follow right now. And there we go. And you could see you're already pushing the $80 area. The markets are having wild swings. Gold and silver are the two best plays. The interest rates opened up, went to their upper Bollinger Bands and failed miserably and came crashing down. You can see that most of the currencies are into the red at this point. And, you've got to just trade the market according to that and try not to be a hero. And this is not the time for most people, unless you're a day trader, to carry positions. This is a time where you step away and you say, okay, I don't know what the next move's going to be, but I live to fight another day, and it's fun to watch, but it isn't fun to trade. That's my opinion of it. You don't have to agree with it, but that's what I think on the whole thing. So when we come to the S&P, as I reported and showed yesterday, the market's back down, fighting right at the 18-day average, which is 68.75.50, and here you are at 68.76.75. So I think I'm right in what I'm saying. The breakdown, the market was looking good just back here. Take a look at this. It was looking real good here on Tuesday of, let me come back here, right here. That's the day that I want you to look at. On the 25th, Wednesday. And then the market started coming down. And of course, it broke on the warfare. But look at how it came snapping back. So it's not a market that wants to go into a state of collapse. That's the number one thing. I thought that many of the markets would drop because of the AI, and this could be pushing them over the cliff to get them down to value areas. I wouldn't be surprised if this is the case right now. When we take a look at what the market's doing, you can see the resistance is the 18-day average of closes. In green, you've got the 100-day average, and that's where the battleground is. You're not trying to get to the 200-day, and you did get to the Bollinger Band, and the market is doing just what I would expect, giving you a kicker, you come up a little bit, and you fight a battle. It's a mishmash. It's not a trend right now. When we look at momentum, you're down, but you're in neutral territory. When you come to the NASDAQ, you went down to the 200-day average in gray, and the Bollinger Band. What I teach you here, I tell you, the first challenge of that, it's a zone where you don't want to be pushing the short side. You don't hit the 200-day average very often. It's an important number. We didn't hit it very much. If you go to last year, you can see that, and I'll take you to it. You tell me. Look at that. And that's a sign of what AI has done to the market. It has weakened the market to take it down there. So that's the other thing you have to understand. This is no longer the one-sided market it once was. When we look at the Dow, it went down also, hit the key moving average here, hit the Bollinger Band, and it couldn't stay under it. And then the Russell, pretty much the same thing, and came snapping back rather sharply right into the 18-day average. In the DAX, everything gets hit in this kind of market. You gapped sharply lower. And why not? Energy is a major event for Germany. Where they're going to get their energy and what price is it going to cost? Then you get to the 10-year notes, and as far as I'm concerned, you had to be out on the close today as the market lost its bullish embedded reading. Game over. Okay, I wish it had happened maybe here when the market was a bit stronger, but it didn't. It happened today. You lost the embedded reading and you're not getting it back in early trade. You should have been out on the close today. ZTM never did embed, just backing off, but it's going to hold, in my opinion, between the 100-day average and the 18-day average at closes. In the dollar index, it's an overbought market. It's into a lot of resistance here. It wouldn't be up like this, in my opinion, if it weren't for the war that is going on. In a wartime economy, you buy the strongest currency, and at this point, it's still the dollar. The euro obviously gets hurt because it makes up 57% of the dollar index. So if it's going up, it's going to put pressure on that. I am still very bearish, as you know, on the yen. I don't see anything that's favorable on that at this point. And I think Bitcoin, and I've said it over and over, I think the market's not going to revisit this for a while. If it does, you can go a lot lower. So I'm thinking that 60-40 level, 60,400 level was probably it, and the market needs to consolidate. In the energy markets, well, this is the Brent, but this was the April. So now all we have to do to get this right is take a look at it and go to BZK26. And this is what the current chart action looks like as we look at it. So it's taken off. It's well over the upper Bollinger Band. It was the first day over it today. Now we'll see if it can stay up and over it. I don't think it's going to go as far as people think temporarily as a chart. Take the name off the chart and look at it. Not embedded, overbought. That's my rationale. Am I bearish? No, I wouldn't trade in a warfare market like this. Same thing in the crude oil market, because you don't know what you're going to wake up to. That's the problem. Gasoline. Well, now I'm thinking, okay, if the U.S. has any reserves it can release, it can change taxes on gasoline. There's many things the government can temporarily do to ease the burden. Let's see what they come up with tomorrow. And in nat gas, this acts to me like a bear market rally that's already run its course. You lost the bearish reading and you came right there and you ran out of steam. So I'm not as bearish as maybe a lot of people are right now. And we'll see. How long this whole thing draws out, that is really going to determine a lot. But in the first few days of a war, when the markets are trading, it's very difficult. I've been around situations, and that's where experience comes in. Not the place to be a hero. I'm Ira. Have yourself a great evening. Watch the other videos tonight. And remember, if you want to get our information and what we're saying about all this, click up here at any time into the free offers and sign up for the newsletters that are free to you. Or you can do it right through here by clicking on that, or just go to iraepstein.com. I'm Ira. You have yourself a great day, and I will catch up with you all tomorrow.